Josep Borrel spoke to the press the other day, talking about the necessity of an European army. This thing has been going on for a long time. But now this thing starts from a logistic necessity. The logistic necessity of the withdrawal from Afghanistan. Because it has been calculated that just 5,000 soldiers would have been needed to secure the Kabul airport for the withdrawal of the rest of the NATO allies of the US. So basically European states. The European governments have not been able to didn't manage to convince the US to leave 5,000 soldiers there to secure the airport until every NATO ally would have been back home, and the European Union didn't have, and European states didn't manage to put 5,000 troops there. So this is a kind of a failure that is pushing to make this thing happen. But the problem once again about this European army is that it's not starting but something that people feel like it will start from something very technical, very not even strategic, just tactical about this thing. It would be strategic in the future, but how do you explain that to people? I mean, if you imagine that even Americans that at 9/11 didn't feel this war anymore, like they had to stay there, they didn't feel it anymore. 20 years have passed from 9/11, and we didn't have 9/11 in Europe. We had some terrorist attacks, especially in France, 2014, which were mainly linked to Syria, not to Afghanistan. So it's not, this thing in Afghanistan is felt as a NATO, is felt as a nation, is a NATO operation, but it's not something very urgent, very important, that touches very deeply in European hearts. It would not be felt as something wanted by the people, by Europeans. And just the Lithuanian Prime Minister said that the EU is not a trustworthy substitute in terms of military efforts to NATO. I mean, these people have borders with Russia and receive lots of threats every year. So, and they say we don't want. They should be the first to desire it, in theory, in Josep Borrel's mind, but they're the first to say, wait, we want NATO, right? NATO first. So, there's been a lot of attempts, especially I'm from Italy, and the Mario Draghi, the European Prime Minister, has organized kind of a meeting with the G20 to organize a sort of effort without the US, and to make the European Union at the center of a military force, possible military force, independent or not. But I think that the United States will leave a void that cannot be filled, at least for this moment, by the European Union. And by the way, this is a void of credibility, and things can change. Like, credibility is something that stays in people's mind. It doesn't change fast, but if you have some shocks, it could change very fast. If we will find ourselves in a time of need, and we will not be able to help ourselves, and the United States will help us, the credibility of the United States will be back. It would not be as strong as it was after the Second World War. I mean, it reached a peak from which it could only decline. Okay, that's clear. So we can say luckily, maybe. Another problem of an European army is that with the Brexit, the exit of the UK from the European Union, we lost the biggest military spending in the EU, because nobody spent as much as the UK on the defense industry. And so it's a big loss also from that point. So we will see what happens. It is possible, in my opinion, that we will build a logistical army unit, like security force for special events. 5,000 people would be 5,000 soldiers could be enough. I mean, it has been the estimate for this operation, so you don't know what another operation might require. It was just an operation to secure one airport, but it's limited, but it's a start. What Josep Borrel required at the beginning was 50,000 soldiers, but it got cut by 90%. So we will see. This is an important issue that European Union and European Union members have to face, and we'll see in the future what happens. Say in the comments what you think, if you think it's better to build European Union, or it's just enough to have cooperations organizing military events among all the European forces. Tell us what you think. Tell us what the budget should be of the defense, and what we should do. We should cooperate with the UK, even if it's outside the European Union or not. See you in the next video.